In the deepest parts of a valley, a man slices his enemies. Chun Hajin tells them to attack him all together because he is busy. The enemies get pissed off by his arrogant confidence, and they all attack him. However, Hajin is skilled enough to fend them off. He already forgot how many enemies he had killed so far. He continues cutting them down as long as they pursue him. Wanting Hajin to die, the enemies continue charging forward. Hajin finally achieved the freedom he wanted after 30 long years. He grips his sword and wishes them to die instead, all for his freedom. He easily kills multiple enemies. The others find this a chance to surround him, but Hajin surprisingly stands on top of their blades. Hajin powerfully jumps, and his enemies recall that he is one of the top 10 strongest martial masters and the world's best assassin. He is the Assassin King, Chun Hajin. Hajin flies back to the ground and stomps everyone. He can feel the tiredness in his body. More enemies charge toward him, seeing that Hajin is reaching his limits. Hajin can't believe that he still has a lot of people to fight. The enemies get anxious as they see an enraged Hajin swearing to kill them all. He then lets out one of his deadly techniques. Night comes, and Hajin recalls the words telling him that he is just a mere hunting dog. He drags his bloodied blade as he gasps for air. He walks towards some place while leaving the dead bodies of his enemies behind. After some time, Hajin pulls out the blade stuck in his abdomen. He coughs up blood as he swears to survive after living as a hunting dog. He can only curse now that he has finally cut off the ropes that bind him. He tells himself to get a grip and stands back up with his sword as a support. He continues running as he nears his destination. There is a secret place that has elixirs and herbs that can help him recover. Hajin continues running through the woods. However, he falls to the ground, complaining that he should eat something first. Seeing the round moon, he craves some dumplings. Just then, a figure appears and attacks Hajin. Hajin can't believe that there's a stealth technique that even he, the Assassin King, didn't notice. The assassin glares at Hajin, who recognizes the next technique. The assassin attacks with his sword aura and slashes through the forest. Seeing the attack, Hajin recognizes the attacker as the Death Lord, the strongest assassin in the southern central plains. Hajin tells the Death Lord that he will be recognized as one of the top masters even if Hajin gets killed. Hajin claims that it will be the Death Lord who will cut him into pieces. The two assassins attack each other and clash blades. They return to the ground, and the Death Lord's neck bleeds until he falls to the ground. Hajin sighs and tells someone to come out to stop watching. A woman steps out, and Hajin recognizes her as the secret Demon Queen. The Demon Queen feels glad that Hajin still remembers her. It was a long time for them, as the Demon Queen smiles. Back in the valleys, Hajin's enemies' dead bodies are discovered by the Murim from the Righteous Heavenly Alliance. Jung I-ryong, the first elder, can't believe that Hajin managed to escape their net and kill a lot of martial masters. He raises his hand, and a special squad suddenly appears. He orders the squad to follow the death energy of the secret Demon Queen because that is where Hajin is. Kwak Sokyo, the secret Demon Queen, uses a rejuvenation technique to look younger despite being over 60 years old. She is a devilish murderer who can't sleep without killing someone. Hajin can't believe such a murderer is involved in this matter. Hajin grips his swords as he got another trick up his sleeve. Sokyo can't believe that Hajin is pointing his sword at her when they have a special relationship. Hajin tells her to stop spouting nonsense. Sokyo claims that Hajin won't survive a few more strikes, but Hajin tells her to see if he can withstand the strikes from an old hag. Sokyo gets mad and swears to pull out Hajin's spine. Hajin laughs and comments on how the old woman got sensitive, calling her grandma. Sokyo gets mad but immediately calms down. She then comments how Hajin is the best assassin in the Righteous Heavenly Sect and has core energy with pure and good energies. That's why the Steel Blood Fortress sent her. She knows that Hajin learned the 9 sects martial prowess. Hajin can now see why the blood-craving demon is stalling time. She wanted confidential information on the hidden martial prowess of the 9 sects. Sokyo didn't expect Hajin to be quick-witted. Hajin also knows that if she learns about it, she will not tell the Steel Blood Fortress. Sokyo confirms it and claims that she only wanted the 9 sects martial prowess. If Hajin reveals it to her, she will let him live. Hajin clicks his tongue and claims that he is already dying. Sokyo then mentions the blood parasite, making Hajin startled. When you betray the Righteous Heavenly Alliance, the blood parasite in your body will relay judgment and kill him by constricting the heart. Sokyo then claims that she can remove the blood parasite from his body. Hajin contemplates and lowers his sword. Sokyo claims that she can set him free as long as Hajin tells her about the 9 sects martial prowess. Hajin then laughs and claims that he was not running away because he was scared of the Alliance. Sokyo then realizes something. As someone at the top of the ranks, he already knew how to expel the blood parasite, but he didn't expect it to take a long time. Hajin then asks Sokyo if she will let him live if he divulges the secrets. Hajin then exclaims that he hates her and won't get fooled anymore. He tells Sokyo to get out of her sight and that he will spare her life. Sokyo can't believe she is hearing such words from a dying man. She then claims that she never let anyone live after insulting her. She can see in Hajin's eyes that he will not say anything. Hajin exclaims that he will survive. Sokyo then tells him to die as she reveals her true appearance. Hajin tells the old woman to die too. The two clash, and a burst of energy explodes, strong enough to reach the skies. The surroundings are obliterated, leaving Hajin and Sokyo in the middle. Hajin got pierced by Sokyo's claws. Just then, Ilryong appears and slashes Hajin's feet. Sokyo also cuts off Hajin's hands. Hajin can see that he is dying. Sokyo pierces his chest with her sharp claws. She pulls out and lets Hajin fall to the ground. She grabs Hajin's head and comments on how pitiful the limbless Hajin is. She wonders if she can pluck his head too, so that Hajin can't utter nonsense again. Yes, she did. The woman looks like she was just plucking fruit from a tree or something. That night, Hajin died. Hajin just wanted to live as an ordinary man. He wishes for a second chance. In the heavenly demon divine cult's main sanctuary, a man on his deathbed suddenly twitches his hands. The eyes that are supposed to be closed forever suddenly open up. Meanwhile, a doctor greets the fourth young lord of the demonic divine cult. He reports that Soryang will die tonight. The young lord smiles as his plans are going better than expected. What Hajin recalls is Sokyo plucking out his head. He wakes up screaming. Hearing his voice, he wonders if everything was just a dream. He wonders where he is currently, seeing that everything looks luxurious. Just then, he senses someone's presence. A woman called Yanghwa looks for her young lord. Just then, Hajin points the pair of chopsticks at Yanghwa's throat and tells her to be quiet. He asks if she is from the Steel Blood Fortress. Yanghwa claims that she is his servant and wonders why her lord is acting differently. Hajin tells her to stop talking nonsense and asks who brought him there. Yanghwa tells him that he was never outside and has been in a coma for 6 months after falling victim to chi blockage. Hajin gets confused because he knows he clearly died. Yanghwa swears that she is just bringing food. Hajin then notices his appearance in the mirror. He wonders if the man he can see is truly himself. His death was clearly not a dream. He thinks he might have reincarnated or regressed to his previous life. Yanghwa wonders what Hajin is doing as he keeps walking backward. He accidentally opens the door and wonders if a place like this exists in Murim. He wonders who are the people arriving at the mansion. A man blankly stares at him and suddenly kneels while shouting that the divine teachings are unquestionable. He congratulates the third young lord on his recovery. Hearing the words of divine teachings, Hajin can only think of the demon cult. Later, a man walks through a silent hallway. The man from before claims that divine teachings are unquestionable. The first royal guard, Mudam, greets the great demon lord. The demon lord wonders why Mudam came. He reports that the third young lord has awakened. However, he lost his martial prowess from overextension. The demon lord then menacingly calls out Mudam and the room's atmosphere becomes heavy. He tells Mudam not to report anything within the 3 next months. Mudam bows and hopes that the demon lord will accomplish the great deed. The heavenly demon divine cult is the evilest and oldest cult around. Being the strongest, they symbolize chaos. However, the righteous Heavenly Alliance and Steel Blood Fortress outnumber them. These 3 cults are the powerful triad in the Murim world. The heavenly demon is treated as more dangerous than wars and pandemics. Hajin wonders how he got his second life and why it is a demon cult. Last night, Hajin sneaks around and overhears the guards talking about Soryang, Hajin's possessed body, which is the strongest among the 7 demon cult disciples. They think that now that the monstrous demon is awake, he will suck several people dry. They plan to stay away from Soryang. Hajin realizes how troublesome the original owner of his body is. Back to the present, Hajin knows that this is indeed the demon cult. He got tired of using the most basic stealth technique. He feels glad that he is alive, but he needs to recover his body. Hajin then sits down and checks his body's meridian points, which are messed up. He tries removing a small rotten dungeon. Next is making a breakthrough. The room's temperature has increased, making the air damp. Using the boundless technique, Hajin starts expelling the clouded energy from his body. In his past life, the boundless technique was Hajin's lifeline. Hajin then stops, as his body has reached its limit. He wonders why the area is quiet and only the doctors and the trembling Yanghwa are visiting him. Knowing his body's nickname, he knows how much of a troublemaker Soryang is. 3 months later, the fourth young lord wonders why Soryang is still fine. The doctor reports that Soryang is recovering fast instead. Soryang is really exceeding Hong Uimun's expectations. Uimun wonders when Lin will return, and the doctor claims that Lin will be arriving at noon. The next day, Hajin starts moving around with basic martial arts moves. He tries one stance and stomps his foot. He brings out spiritual energy and fires it off. A loud impact is heard from the house. Hajin is puzzled, but he thinks he is now better. He did his best for the past 3 months and also expelled the remaining cloudy and demonic energy from his body. Yanghwa appears to serve Hajin his herbal medicine. He takes a sip, but immediately notices something is wrong. He recognizes something and throws the bowl. He looks behind him and sees someone telling him that Hajin can't run away from the righteous heavenly alliance. Hajin freaks out about getting the blood parasite again in his body. Just then, Yanghwa keeps calling for him, and Hajin snaps out. Seeing Yanghwa in front of him, he thinks everything was just Hajin's hallucination. Hajin then wonders if, in this life, he will be free like he always wanted. He later cleans himself and dresses up. He hears a commotion outside his room. Hajin wonders if it is a demonic cult bastard. A woman forces herself to get in and slaps Yanghwa. Hajin gets mad at hearing the slapping sound. A woman opens the door and claims that it has been a while. Hajin sees Yanghwa crying silently. He wonders who this woman is. As someone from the righteous heavenly sect, can Hajin live as a demon cult disciple? Comment Assassin King below if you want to watch the next part. See ya!